70 years ago, on December 21st, 1951, 119 men were killed when an explosion ripped through Orient No. 2 mine in West Frankfort. Now, disasters close to the holidays really leave scars that linger, especially as families try to put their lives back together.
It would become known as Black Christmas. Funerals were held one after the other before, during, and after the holiday. News 3's Joe Rahana gives us a look at the disaster that forever changed the community of West Frankfort.
My grandparents moved here to work in the coal mines. Everything was coal, and it was a thriving community at that time. I would say that 90% of my friends' fathers worked in the coal mines, and the others were businessmen or doctors or teachers or something, and I mean, it all depended on coal. It was the economy of the town.
My grandpa never went to high school. When he was out of the 8th grade, he went into the mines. And I believe he was 64 when he died.
Growing up in West Frankfort, the mines dominated a lot of what we did. At 8 o'clock, we called it the 8 o'clock whistle, we knew we had 15 minutes to get to school. And the evening was the 8:30 whistle. And in the summertime, all the neighborhood children would be out playing. And the rule was, when that 8:30 whistle sounded, you better be in your house before it stopped sounding. And we did. We didn't say good night, see you tomorrow, nothing. Everybody scattered, because that was the underlying rule of all the parents in the neighborhood.
I was 8 years old when the explosion happened, and I can remember very vividly my grandmother was staying with us because my mother had just come home from the hospital with a new baby that day. My grandfather and my dad were both killed in the explosion. So that I remember very vividly.
I was 18 years old. I was a freshman in college, and I had come home for the Christmas holidays.
I was in the 7th grade at Central Junior High, and I was probably 11 years old.
I was at the basketball game with my boyfriend, who later became my husband, and it was packed. By the time the game was over, word had spread that there had been an explosion at Orient No. 2, which is right north of West Frankfort. It was a very sad time for the whole town. And through the years, I think that we never have Christmas without remembering that what happened on the 21st of December in 1951.
We had the caskets, because the funeral homes were all so full, we had the casket in our front bedroom.
My friends lost parents and grandparents and uncles and cousins. And
almost everyone I knew in junior high, I'm not saying everyone, but they either lost a father, an uncle, a neighbor, someone went to their church.
It was hard. It was hard on my mother.
There were many notes written by the men that were in the mine, and it's sad to think what they must have been going through at that time, knowing that they probably were not going to make it. And I'm sure that was a little bit of comfort for the families when they received those. They knew they were thinking about their families at that time.
That disaster led to improved federal and state safety regulations, with President Truman signing the Federal Coal Mine Safety Act the following summer. Tonight, West Frankfort remembers the event with a candlelight memorial service honoring each of the Orient Mine victims. We will have more on that service tonight on News 3 at 10.